So I'm on my phone, and let me see if I can get the comments on here. So we'll see if we can make this work. Okay, now I can see the comments. Hello Kelly, hello Brenda. I have some things I wanted to edge paint, so I figured that you guys could come hang out with me while I edge paint, because I think it's going to take a while. Hello Lynette. So I have self-drafted a comb case for all my grooming friends, and it holds all the combs. So I'm sending some to a trade show with a friend's booth, so I need to edge paint all the neons on them. So I have 6 that I need to edge paint, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do one side first, wait for it to dry, and then do the other side. And then I also got this second-hand majigger from Mojo Sews. So I don't know if that's going to help. I was kind of thinking that maybe I could slide them on here, and then I could do both sides. That might work. Look how cool it is. Looks pretty cool. I got the vinyls first, Karen, and then the paint. And I have some glow-in-the-dark from Mojo's, but I don't have their neons yet. So it's from Buckle Guy. So I think this might work. And then I could do all the sides. Look at that. I just got it the other day. So I think that'll work. Because the last one I did, I was like trying to stick my hand in it, hold it all around. And that took a long time. Oh, my chat disappeared again. It's going to be a pain. Oops. So this one I'm going to test. I got the Mojo Sews Glow in the Dark in their base, and I haven't used that yet. So I'm going to do that on this one, because this one was kind of a tester, and I don't really like my stitching on it. So I'm going to do the Glow in the Dark on that one. Oh, thanks, Kasaya. This is the one we wore at Kasaya Swag's booth in Nashville. And I love it. It's such a comfy shirt. And the colors. I don't have anything else like it. So I think I'm going to do all the base coats first. Instead of trying to do one at a time, I'll just go all the way around. I do have a fan on low, so if that gets too loud, let me know and I can turn it off. I need to get the Mojo's neons. But I haven't tried their regular base coat or anything like that yet. So I'm going to stick with what I know. But this one is already painted with the Giardini? I don't know. What's the chocolate? It's kind of like the chocolate company. So this one was from Buckle Guy. And then this is the Mojo Sews one that I have there from them. So, and then for the base coat, I really like this Max Matte Dense. Yeah, I just start typing in letters and put edge paint and it comes up. Kind of like the chocolate. Oh, so maybe I need to stick. The pink one is fluorescent hot pink. Oh, look, it matches my nails. Look at that. So maybe I need to stuff something in there just in case so it doesn't slide all the way down. Stuff some paper towels in there. Yeah, they have the whole line. So they have the yellow, green, pink, and orange. And I think Mojo has the same colors too. But their one that I have that glows in the dark is this green color. It's pretty. So I think that'll keep that from sliding all the way in there. Yeah, from Buckle Guy is where I got them. I think it came in a set, if I remember right. I still may have to do one side and then come back and do the other. The vinyl is from My Punk Broidery. So I got these little roller pins from Amazon, and they have been my favorite so far. You just do have to clean them pretty often, especially when you're done. And I oil the bearings on the inside. And that way it doesn't get stuck. Just like everything else needs oil, especially after washing them. I just stick them right in the sink. And then I normally do 3 layers of the base coat before I do the color. And so I just take a little bit and roll it along the edge. Since you're going to do a couple coats, you don't need it too thick, or else it'll take forever to dry. And I just trimmed my edges. How do I oil them? I use the same oil pen that I do for my machine, and then it unscrews at the base. This particular one, I don't know if they all do. I can show you on this other pen that I have, Karen, in just a minute. How long does it take to dry between coats? I honestly don't know, because I normally just do it and then leave it and then come back after I do something else. So we'll find out after I do these. I figured by the time I went all the way around to all of them, it should be dry when we come back to it. But I have about 2 hours to hang out with you guys, so plan for that. Wait about 30 minutes. Yeah, that's probably how, I mean, if there's, I have several to do, so I think by the time that I come back around, it dries almost clear. So you can kind of tell when it's not tacky anymore. If it's too wet, it'll just get chunky. Yeah, I have a fan on. It's on low. Sorry, Skittles just knocked you around. What are you doing? You saying hi? You saying hi to everybody? Huh? You saying hi? She got to go next door to our grooming shop. They opened up it's called Mutts and Martinis, and they have a pool for dogs. And she got to go hang out over there by herself because she's not friendly with other dogs. They let her go before it opened and hang out at the pool. I don't necessarily think she's a pool dog. She fell in, but it was pretty funny. It's only 10 inches, so she didn't fall in too far. She just got soaked. It was pretty cute. But she's all clean now. She just didn't get a haircut. She did that instead. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thursday's my birthday, and I like to celebrate, you know, the whole month. But today, after this live, I'm going to go get a pedicure with my best friend for her birthday. Her birthday is on the same day, same year, and we've been friends since high school. So we always do something for our birthdays, and then we normally go to dinner. So today I'm going to meet up with her this afternoon and go get a pedicure. So I figured, do you use your cylinder arm for everything you make? No, that is, I only have a cylinder arm. I use it for everything I make. Thank you, Brenda. And then so if I have anything, I just check my edges. If there's anything that's like running over, now's the time you can wipe it off. Just use a paper towel or your finger. This one's so awkward to edge paint. Oh, well, Karen, I have the Singer HD, but honestly, up until this week when I was testing my pattern, I never used it. I haven't used it since I got my cylinder arm. That's so sad. Birthdays are so amazing. It's like my favorite holiday. I could care less about all the other ones, but for my birthday, I just love birthdays. For the lighter weight fabrics, everything's interfaced. I don't do anything that's not interfaced. And it does fine with interfaced cottons. Let's see, my iPad came back up. Let me see if I can get that for the comments. Because they keep disappearing. By the time I look up, they're gone. Gown. I don't know where that accent came from. Oh, Karen, why do you hate your birthday? I just love cake. I don't even want presents. It's not that I want presents. I don't know. It's fun. Yeah, Linda, mine has the table, the flatbed table too. Oh, got a little too high. Can't see. It has the table, so it makes it easier to do all the flat stuff. Getting older is no fun. I feel that. I mean, I'm getting older and older too. Yes, Kasaya's birthday. We all need to go on a cruise for our birthday. All right. Let's go to the next one. Something's chunky on the inside. I keep rubbing it on the inside lip, and it's kind of, it's almost, not almost empty because it's a big bottle, but I think it's just getting all the dried stuff. Let's just clean that up. Okay, now I can see the comments. Didn't realize you guys could see my messy stuff behind me, so just ignore that. Alright, on to the next one. I'll be here for a while, Karen. We'll see you soon. Alright. Like, edge painting looks so good, but it's so tedious. And I make us hold my mouth all funny and focus. Yeah, I think if you have other machines and you get the cylinder, then you're definitely going to be okay. Because I don't use anything else other than my cylinder arm. I haven't really found a need to, but I don't sew super lightweight fabrics either. So, I mean, if I was doing clothing and stuff like that, then maybe I would reconsider having that as my main machine. But I do have the 2750 TechSew, which is a little bit lighter weight than the 4800. So it's like kind of equivalent to like the GP 1181 power, where it's not like the 1541 where it's super duper powerful. have one of those little bucket roller things where you fill up the bucket, but I haven't used it yet and I'm kind of afraid. Yeah, I think the 4800 is more heavy duty. It's like the 1541 Juki. So just a little bit stronger, but there's a TechSew group as well, and I know so many bag makers have both of them, the 4800 and the 2750. So just join that group and you can ask all the questions. They're more than happy to help and answer any questions you have. And TechSew is great too, or Sunny's if you're gonna go the Sunny's route. They're great people. I like this big jar of base coat, but I think a smaller one might be better. Then you're not like dipping the whole stick in there when it gets low. It'd be good for a refill. Yeah, I think it'll be dry by the time we come back around to it. This takes a long time. Is anyone VIP Plus for So Magical signing up for classes today? I am teaching the Saturday morning at So Magical. Pretty exciting. This little thing's pretty handy. Alright, so I think it was Karen that asked earlier about how I oil these. So the end comes off and the top comes off. And then inside there's this little bearing here. So I just put a drop of oil right on that little bearing. And then that way when I clean everything off, you can just put it all back together with a little bit of oil in there, and then it won't get rusty and it'll keep spinning properly. So if not, then sometimes it gets stuttery. And even then it doesn't hurt to replace them every so often, just because they can only handle so much washing and movement and all that. Like this one's starting to get clumpy just from drying out, so I'm going to switch to this one and then I can wash them in a little bit. Oh, this is the one we wanted to try Mojos on. It's missing a snap and the stitching's kind of weird. It does look a little thinner, but this one is the dense coat, so I don't know if that's a difference. And it's supposed to be clear, so it should dry clear instead of white. Yeah, I wonder if the dents plays a difference. It's from Mojo Sews, and I believe it's called a second hand. Yeah, I believe that's what it's called. Oh, my iPad died again. What is going on? Must not have been charged enough before it turned on. I know that this one was pre-order. I don't know if she has any available for retail. If you go to her Facebook group, she's really good at keeping everybody updated. So far, this one seems like it has really good coverage. It's filling in all the gaps. I should have did a time on when we started that first one so we could see how long it takes for it to dry in between layers. Your comments disappear really quick on my phone, so if I miss one, just repeat it until it comes back up again, because my iPad died. It must have not been charged enough before I turned it on, so. And they disappear so quick. I think someone asked what pattern this is. This is a self-drafted pattern of mine that's not available. It's a comb case for dog groomers. We're just edge painting all of them. It's very tedious. Especially because there's two sides that have to be edge painted. This little thing's pretty handy. I don't think it's intended to slide on like that, but it works good. It has these little clippers, so you can just normally clip them. You See, it just kind of dries up on the sides, and that's what gets clumpy. So just make sure you clean your containers really good when you're done, so they don't get gross. I don't know if I can't see the chat at all now, or if you guys just aren't talking. Or if it disappears that quick. We'll let that charge for a minute. It's at 1%, just came back on, so we'll see. Alright, so now we're on to our fourth one. Yeah, this is definitely thicker. Hello, Jackie. I mean, I'm not the neatest person either, but I also haven't got to the paint part yet, so I definitely think this holder helps, because trying to figure out how to keep everything drying. Normally it's when it's drying, it just kind of touches the table and gets everywhere. It's my first time using it, and it seems to be working good. Hello, Jan. Drive safe. And just listen. We're not doing much. We're just edge painting this self-drafted comb case pattern that I designed for dog groomers. It's going to a grooming competition trade show with those Mav packs that I made. And I consider doing a pattern for it, and maybe I will in the future, but I just don't know what machines can handle it. It's pretty thick. It's kind of annoying to make because it has a gusset. It's all raw edge, and I don't know if having a cylinder arm helps make it, and I just don't know how many people would even be interested in attempting. And then you have to edge paint it all. So if it's something a lot of people are interested in, I can consider it maybe at the beginning of the year and see what machines can handle it, but it's pretty thick. And I'm using the TheraTex on the inside from Fabric Therapy, so it's kind of slippery. And I don't know what I got into making them. But I mean, I think you could probably use them for like sewing scissors. There's probably a few things that we could use them for. But other than that, I have these made, so I'm going to see if there's any interest in them for the grooming industry, and then we can go from there. I don't think a lot of people know how much work goes into edge painting. Jeanette, this one is from Mojo Sews. And it's called Amy's something. I think Amy's Helping Hand, Amy's Second Hand, Second Helping Hand, something along those lines. But it's from Mojo Sews. M-O-J-O. She also has edge paint too, so I'm trying that out on one of these orange ones that I did here for the first time. I just don't have all the neon colors yet, so I'm going to stick to what I know for the other guys. Looking good, looking good. It's pretty cool. Like, I think purse pal tabs and stuff like that. It has the little clamps, but they have rubber stoppers on them. Good morning, Dalva. I am using Giardini. It's kind of like the chocolate company. Giardini, and it's from Buckle Guy. And they have the neon sets, and I'm using the Max Base Dense Coat from them as well. And then I do have a couple of the Mojos, and I just got the base coat. So we're trying it for the first time on one of them. I just didn't want to try it on all of them if I didn't know, and I don't have their neons yet. So we're just doing our first coat. You're not too late. I think we're going to be here for a while. Yeah, I don't know what the shelf life is on these Dalva, but I can tell you that I've had these for, oh, I guess it says 6 months on these, but I've had it way longer than 6 months. Is that, I wonder what happens. Because this is a big bottle. Accidentally. Oh, two needs. I can grab it from you in an Orlando Annette. I don't think neons are going out of my, are going to be gone in the future of mine. I think they're here to stay. We have so much neon. I want to make myself a purse for my birthday on Thursday, but I don't know what I want to make. It dried pretty lumpy. The only thing that got lumpy is around the outside, like the edges on the inside of it, and I just wipe it out before I close up the bottle, like the area that's at the top that you've used. I just wipe that out with a paper towel. So if you shake it, I would imagine that all that dried stuff would mix in. Maybe that's why. Stinking iPad died again. But I don't know what bag I want to make for myself. I've been carrying the Rudinasia for a long time, and I really like it. But then I feel like I need to do something else. But I like it to have a back zipper pocket. and a shoulder bag and a crossbody strap. I've been using my Lasaya backpack too, so I don't really want another backpack. And I have my Mav pack. So shoulder bag, back zipper, more square than rounded, kind of like Rudinasia shape. If you have any ideas, let me know. Maybe we can sew it up live on Thursday. I don't know. I'm not feeling inspired by anything for myself. And I know I can add a back zipper. What bags are you guys carrying right now? Let me know. Ooh, the Hinterland is a good one. The Hirath's a good one. I can't sew those up though if we do a live on my birthday. I can't sew those up live. But I love all of Lavender and Twine's patterns. And I thought about just making the Rudinasia again, because I love it so much. But I guess, I don't know. I just had the same bag for so long. I kind of want to change it up. I'm already bad enough. Like if I find a shirt that I like, I'll buy like 6 of them in the same different color. The last thing I need is the same bag for 6 years. Does anybody else do that? They find a shirt they like or pants they like and they just buy them in all the same colors. They're like, oh yay, this fits great. The next thing you know, you're digging through your closet and you only have one kind of shirt. It's just different colors. Ooh, I like swoon patterns. I'll check those out, Delva. What's this bottom? Ooh, Martini crossover and the one for More Me Know. And Sincerely Jen. I have that one. That one's a good one. I did start to cut that one out last year. Maybe I could do that one. I did start to cut that out for myself before. I think it was before a trip. And I was like, oh, I have a couple hours. I could surely make this bag instead of packing. So I could take it. So I got all the paper patterns cut out. And I think I even have half of the fabric cut out, and then I was like, what are you doing? You need to pack. You do not have time to sew this bag that you've never made before. So I didn't make it. Maybe we could revisit that one. That's a good one. And they may let me sew that one up live if I ask. Then we can hang out for my birthday. I'm off from the Express V-neck shirts. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you're loving it. I also thought for the tassels, I haven't seen many people post them, but I've heard a couple people say they love them. What if we did a tassel takeover on Thursday for my birthday? Everyone post their tassel makes for my birthday. It'll be like a party favor. All right, last one, and then we can go around our second coat. Thursday tassel takeover. And maybe we could do a gift card. Everyone who posts a tassel on Thursday is entered for a gift card for our website. So you can buy more stuff. Or not buy stuff. With a gift card, you can get more stuff. Let's do that. I'll post that after we get off this live. Tassel takeover Thursday for my birthday. I want to see all the tassels. They're like party favors. Edge paint just makes everything look so much better and cleaner. Oh, yes, Kelly. You should do it for Thursday. Maybe I'll do it just on Thursday. Maybe we'll do it for Thursday to Monday so you could get the weekend. Oops, got a little much on that one. Oh, yay, I'm excited. I can't wait to see you guys. I have a pattern almost ready to go to testers this week. I mean, I've made a ton, so I know it works. But so I can see other people's makes. Oh, I don't think it's tipsy at all, Brenda. It's actually pretty heavy at the base. It's only tipsy because these are so stiff that to bend it, and which is nice because you don't want those to droop down. Those are actually so stiff, but the actual base is actually pretty heavy. Yes, Jeanette, do it. It's so easy. All right, so the plan is, if Joey's working on Thursday, which I think he's working during the day, we'll get on Thursday morning and we'll make a tassel for Tassel Takeover Thursday. And then I'll sew up a bag for myself. Yes, it's the 17th, Dalva. Maybe live all day because I'm a slow sewer when I don't fast forward. Oh, niece is on the 17th. Yeah, my grandma's birthday was the 17th, and my best friend's birthday is the 17th. I don't know why. Everyone always gets weird. Like, are you going to be weird sharing a birthday with somebody? No, it's fun. It's fun. It was fun sharing my birthday with my grandma, my best friend. Yes, Delva, the fundamental toe is my pattern. Written by me, designed by me, and will be available before SME probably. We weren't going to release it until SME or right after SME when we got home, but I think it'll be ready for everybody before that. Yes, the lining is Theratex on this, and I did Theratex. I did waterproof canvas on my first one, and I really liked that, but being that it's going to dog groomers, and gonna have dog hair all over it, Theratex was the perfect lining choice for me, because the dog hair just comes right off. If The one I had similar to this and why I designed this was felt on the inside. And I don't know if you've ever seen felt and dog hair, but it doesn't really mix. It was pretty disgusting. I'd be embarrassed to show you. And it was, yeah, it was pretty gross. So when I got the Theratex for the first time, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Hair won't stick to it. Yeah, I don't know who decided that, like, felt and dog hair goes together. All right. I should have put these on in order because now I have no idea which one I started with. I think it will be Dalva. It's, everything's written. It's getting ready to go to testers tomorrow. I've made a million of them, so I know it's going to work. I'm one of those people that I could do it without testers and be confident in it, but I like to see everyone else's version of it and double check to make sure that everyone understands it, because sometimes how I say it may not be how someone else says it, and to check spelling and grammar, because let's face it, that's not my specialty. All right, which one did I start with? Orange? This one? This one seems pretty dry. Hello, Julie. Yeah, but there's 4 orange. I think it was this one. It seems dry. I'll sand on the second coat. After my second coat, before my third coat. But most of the time, if you do thin layers, you don't need to. But this, since it's raw edge, gusset, kind of just filling in the holes on the first one. And the gaps between the layers, because there is Decaville Heavy in these, so it's pretty thick on the sides. And then I just use a buffing block to sand that you would buy for your nails. And I find those super easy. But you just have to make sure it's really dry too before you sand, or you're going to peel it up. No one wants to make it bumpier. Good morning, Melissa. Is it morning where you are? It's now afternoon here. You're just watching paint dry. Oh yeah, and it gets on your Yeah, I don't like sandpaper at all. And the nail file blocks are normally super fine grit too, so and you don't get all the flakiness that you do from a sandpaper. On my favorite things on our website, I linked the sandpaper blocks that I use, and they're white. I actually grabbed a purple one because that was what was right here, but I do like the white ones better. That way if it does flake off, you don't have colored chunks. No one likes chunks. And you want to make sure it's completely dry before you start rollering it, or it's going to make it chunky too. I haven't used them interchangeably. I'm actually not sure. I don't know why they wouldn't be, unless their bases are made of different combinations, but I would imagine so. I think when I used their glow in the dark before, I think I used this base coat because I would have had to, because I just got their base coat. So I would have used this Giardini base coat and their top, like their color. So I think it would be pretty safe. You could always ask in the Mojo's group. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to answer and let you know what to look for if they're not. Yeah, but I would have had to use this base coat with the glow in the dark because I just got their top and base coat last week. We've ordered a ton of new items that are coming in that we're going to have at SME, and then they'll be available on our website shortly after. But I'm pretty excited. I think you guys are going to like it. Some new tags, new stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. The glow-in-the-dark paint is the actual color. It's not a top coat. And it worked really well. Like as far as the glow. It'd be kind of cool if it was a top coat. Then you can make any color glow in the dark, but it being in the color, it made it super glow. Because you didn't have the color behind it. I have actually never used a top coat. I know Mojo recommends it to like prevent cracking and stuff like that. Does anyone have a preference if they've done top coats or not? Looking good, looking good. All right. All right, we're back to our mojos. So it definitely seems a bit thinner. Kind of soaked in a little bit more into the cracks. So we'll see what the second coat does. Definitely is applying smoother on the second coat, so it's there. Didn't absorb too much. And I think they recommend 3 coats for theirs as well. This iPad's killing me. It just died again. It's only like getting up charged up to 2, but I think and then the YouTube is just killing it. But it's not quick charging. It's taking slow charging. I normally bring my computer in, but I was like, oh no, I have a new tablet stand. It'll be perfect. Psych. Is that even, does people even use that word anymore? Psych? What do the kids these days say? I'm like so not up to date with the kids' lingo these days. So second coat of Mojo seems to go on a lot easier. There's no lumping, and it may just dry a tad quicker too. Yeah, definitely didn't have any lumps on that at all. I definitely don't think I could be a painter for life. Wonder what kind of machinery they have in big facilities to edge paint. A ton. It's got to be like a giant roller paint fill thing. And I know they have ones that you can just like zoop. But would that work? I probably wouldn't work for this. It would have to be like a tab for a purse pal or something like that. Gonna need a massage after this. Just an awkward position. Alright, so we decided Thursday we'll do tassel takeover and maybe sew up the one. And then what about other videos? What other bags do we want to see videos for coming up? So I have this whole week to plan and get a lot accomplished. Is there anything else that you've been thinking about, hesitating on, we want to do videos for? Techniques, tips, tricks, anything? Any new patterns coming up that you've been dying to see? Old patterns, anything? Second coat definitely goes faster. Has anyone seen sneak peeks of the new box coming out from So Girly Fun? I feel like a lot of designers are at home with their kids right now for summer too. So I feel like fall we'll start to see a lot more once kids go back to school. They get their quiet house again and can start designing. She does not allow videos for her patterns, so you won't see any of the lavender and twine videos on my channel, unfortunately. I do love her patterns though. The Welkin's not on the top of my list to make personally. I love her design elements and stuff, and I can't imagine how her brain works to put all those things together. But she does amazing videos of her bags herself, so that's why you don't see a lot of other videos out there. Who said I don't make a mess? Just fleeing it everywhere now. The So Girly Fun box is coming out September. I believe September mid-September. I did get a sneak peek of the box, and I have one in the other room. So I'm going to do a box opening for that this week as well. Do you guys like those live or pre-recorded? I think the box opening could be live if we wanted to. I have all the time to go live this week, and it saves editing. So if you are around and want to do lives, do you like watching lives back though? This thing is amazing, guys. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. So I think if maybe I do the box opening live, then I'll be able to record making the pattern this weekend and won't have to edit both. And fun fact, I had to watch the movie for the first time the other day because I'd never seen it. It's a secret, Lysandra. Join the box opening with me later this week and I'll share, or it's in So Girly Fun. But it's really cute. It's a movie favorite of a lot of people. I just had never seen it. It's been out for a long time. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This would have been really boring by myself. I mean, Skittles is here, but she doesn't talk. She just sleeps. Alright, so I think we're back to the beginning. Let me grab my sandpaper or my buffing block. Put that on for now. Let me see if I can grab the ones I like. Oh, not the camera around. Alright, so these are the buffing blocks that I like. They're on my Amazon favorites on my website. I have a link to everything that I like. And they come in a box of 24, and they're super tiny, and they're super cheap, and they're white, so you don't have to worry about any of the chunks coming off. And then if you lose one, you don't care. And so then I just go around, I want to make sure it's pretty dry. And then any little areas that are sticking up and are kind of rough to the touch, you just lightly sand down, and you don't want to use a lot of pressure because you don't want to tear up the paint that's there, or the edge, yeah, the coat, edge coat that's there. But you just need to make sure it's dry before you do this. If not, then it's kind of like Play-Doh-y, and then it'll just rub. So you're just looking for a smooth surface. So when we do our last, So when we do our last coat of base, then it'll go on nice and smooth. Thin layers help keep everything smooth too. If you start to get too much on your roller and then you start and stop, it's going to leave more wherever you start. And so that kind of makes it wavy and bumpy. And it doesn't have to be perfect. No one's going to be checking your edges, but you just don't want any huge lumps that stick out. You want to make sure you have enough to cover and kind of self-flatten, but you don't want it to fall off the edge. Because if you don't have enough, it's not going to settle. You're just going to see your roller line go right through the middle. 240 grit. So it's super fine. Won't mess up your fingers holding it or anything like that. I'll post the link in the description when we're done too, if you can't find it. But on my website, under the sewing tab, there's my favorite things, and it has the link to everything there. It's the easiest way to update it. That way, if the link changes, I can just change it on there and it'll update everywhere instead of putting it on a video and then it changing later. And you can't find it, at least it'll update on the main website. And then these roller applicator too, they're on Amazon, I think. I don't know if they came in a pack of 3 or if I just ordered 3. Once you get a smooth edge, it's a lot quicker to go around everything. Just that first one, when you're trying to fill in any nooks and crannies, a little bit more precise. It should roll smooth and pretty even on your second, third coat. Just make sure you keep your applicator clean. So sometimes it'll dry or start to dry on there, and then it'll start to get chunky, especially if you're doing a lot in a row. Sanding off any little bumps that I feel. Looks pretty good. All right. Jaded, I just use water and dish soap when I'm done. And then I take apart it unscrews from the base and the top and the bottom, and I take it apart and add oil on the little bearing that's on the inside that helps keep it rolling. Because if you wash it and the water kind of dries in there and then you don't touch it for a couple weeks till you edge paint again, it may not roll very good. So I've just gotten the habit of using sewing machine oil and just putting a drop in that bearing to keep it moving well. And then you can use a soft bristle toothbrush too if you need to, if it starts to dry in the cracks of it. You just want to keep everything rolling well. And I don't edge paint a whole lot, but they do need to be replaced every so often. If you start to notice it's not rolling good anymore. And then I just wipe out the inside of my bottle, like the rim, especially where I've been wiping it, with a paper towel, a dry paper towel. Yeah, it's just a little bearing in there and it gets stuck and keeps it from spinning, and then that's when I'll get those drag marks and you'll notice it's not rolling good anymore. And I have one of those small oil pens that just does a little droplet. I don't think you can over oil it though on this. You just don't want it to drip out onto your project later. Hello, Anna. We are still going strong. We are edge painting a self-drafted pattern of mine that's comb cases for dog groomers. I know a lot of dog groomers that travel and need their combs into a case, so I designed this case for them to be able to take their tools in. But we have to edge paint them all. So that's what we're doing now. We're just adding our base coat. We're on our third base coat. So we'll be doing color next, and then we have to do the other half, which I probably won't get to the other half today on this video, just because I have to go get a pedicure in a little bit. So this one is the one we did the mojos on. It is a little bit thinner than the others, but there isn't anywhere that I feel like I need to buff. So I don't know how many coats we'll need to get the same thickness or if it'll even matter. But we're going to do apples for apples, and we'll do 3 coats as well for this one. But so far, this one's going on very nice. It's drying very quick. My mom is doing really well. We had her last radiation treatment on Friday. So we had a big celebration for that, and now she is just back to normal mammograms and rechecking after that. So she definitely got very, very lucky and not needing a whole lot of treatments. She had a little bit of side effects from the radiation, but mostly just a really bad rash. So hopefully now that she's done, that can start healing. But they've given her some prescription creams and stuff for that. So hopefully now that treatment's done, it'll start healing. They said it could be 3 weeks to a month before that rash goes away, though, and it's pretty painful looking. So get your mammograms. If you notice anything funny, don't wait. So there are not as many people that are as lucky as her. Yeah, so this Mojo's one second coat or third coat went on pretty amazing. I like that one so far. And I don't know how long the shelf life is for Mojo's versus the other. I don't edge paint too much, so the longer the shelf life, the better for me. One thing's fine, but when you get a lot like these, it's pretty hard. Not a crazy amount of sanding with this one, but Mojo's there wasn't much that needed to be sanded. Oh, March 2024. So we're about 7 months. So I guess it's about the same. Because this one says 6 months from date of opening. I mean, I guess you have to write what date you opened it on it, because I have no idea when I opened this. I know it's been a while. Definitely the smaller bottles instead of this big bottle for base coat if you don't edge coat much. So it'd be a waste. And I know Mojo has refills too for their bottles. Which comes in a little bag. It's nice to recycle a little. Definitely a lot of work to edge paint. I'm not sure the money equates to the things that are edge painted in our life. It's like edge painting a whole bag would be rough. Sure does look nice though. Just need to find a better, faster application. Like a squeeze bottle. Do this round. I'm gonna have to wash this. It's starting to get a little sticky. Oh, I know, Jaded. It is. My house is so quiet. I have a fan on in here. Skittles is sleeping. Oh, yeah, an applicator kit, like shoe polish. That would be perfect, Alva. That would be amazing. Just like squeeze a little. It's the dipping, like the getting more back on the applicator. That's super annoying. Like even one of those like nail polish pens that has like a brush on the end, you could even just like squirt it out. Something. Worth it, Karen, and they're cheap too. And I have only 2 or 3 that are missing from this box. So as long, I mean, it'll last as long as you keep it around if you don't lose it. Definitely don't recommend edge painting. I mean, it's nice, like you need to edge paint a lot at once because it's out, but it's just a lot. Because I still have the whole other side of these to go. Hey Melissa, it's doing wonderful. I'm not using the clippy parts, I'm actually sliding it on, but it seems to be pretty stable. I have the fan going on the side over here on it, and it hasn't fell over yet. It's got a pretty sturdy base. I think I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I wasn't sure how it would do. But it has enough room for these big things to spread out. Because I was kind of worried that it'd be kind of close to each other. And then you're like, oh, well, they're hitting. Now what do I do? I kind of thought I'd have to use 2 arms for each little case that I'm doing. So I bought 2. But I've only needed 1. It's my first time using it too, but I like it. I think it's definitely very helpful. Yeah, they move around. They're actually pretty stiff to move, which is good because you don't want them to get like sloppy and fall over while it's holding your stuff. Oh, I left the clips on, and I stuffed some paper in here. Some paper towels. All right, one more, and then we're on to color. Yeah, so these little arms, they're super adjustable. You can go up, down, but that's what makes the base. The base otherwise is pretty stiff, but these are stiff, which is nice. That's what you need. So you don't want these to be floppy. But the clips do come off the ends too. They were just kind of hard to push in, but I mean, again, you don't want something so floppy that it's hard to take apart and moves over. Definitely, I think purse pal tabs and stuff like that would be super nice just to be able to clip them, and then you could do both sides instead of having to lay them down. And yes, Jaded, it came in a box flat. The little arms screw into the base, so I guess you could take them out if you needed to, and do like every other one. And then the clips just push into the top hole, so it wasn't much to assemble at all. Just the arms were needed to be screwed in, and then these little top pieces had to be pushed in. But it made shipping a lot easier for them, I'm sure. So I couldn't imagine trying to figure out how to ship it with the arms like this. And I can't remember how much they were because I pre-ordered it a while ago, like 6 weeks ago. And I just got it, but it was pretty reasonable. And I knew I had a stack of these waiting to be edge painted, so it was worth it. All right, we're back around at the beginning on the orange ones. Yep. All right, I'm gonna go wash these real quick and then we can start the color. I'll be right back. It's a coordinate for something, Karen. I can't remember what. Just because I let this one kind of dry out a little bit longer, it's got a little bit of buildup in the little cracks. So I just use my little pokey guy. Scrape out anything that's hiding in the cracks. Because you don't want that to pull out and then get chunky. Especially in the final color coat. This one got really dry. It's the first one we used. I want to say I got it last year, Karen. Hoodie Pals, maybe? Hoodie Pals, is that right? It's coming back to me, so think about it. It got really dry. Stilettos are great for so many things. Alright, so then the bottom comes off and the top comes off. And then in this little guy here, I just add a little drop of oil so that it'll spin a little bit better. These are slippery now. It's just a little guy in here. Just drop a little bit of oil. And there's a little hole in the top lid, so that just has to be that the stick sticks in, and that keeps it from moving up and down. Okay, so now we got that. We will start with our orange, right? It's still a little wet. Check for any bumps, and I only have 2 right here, so I'm just going to file those off. All right. Yeah, it's so bright and pretty. And we're just doing a thin layer, and I'll probably do 2 layers of the color just to make sure I didn't miss any spots, especially since it's such a light color. Just want to make sure we get the edges so that there's no white or clear showing. Oh, what a good match that is. It's pretty amazing. Gives pretty great coverage for the first go around too, the orange. All right, so we got 1 down. jump over to this orange one. I think it's dry enough. Just any little bumps. All right. Second orange one. And normally the color coats are a little bit thinner, so you don't have to worry too much about bumps unless you go over a wet spot too much. So I just thin coats with a few layers. It's a little more tedious, but you don't have to correct yourself as much. You'd rather do a few layers a lot of times than try and fix a whole bunch of lumps and uneven mess. There's a lump there I'll have to get when we come back. Didn't see that before. A black one of these with neon edge paint would be pretty amazing. Let's wipe this off, because that orange one I don't think it still looks a little wet. So we'll switch to, I guess if I do the yellow first, then we could do the green after. This is a perfect match. It's pretty amazing. Might have to do a couple coats of this just to cover up the stripes from the Theratex on the inside. But I think it'll be all right. A couple coats. This one's hard to see if you catch all the white or not. It's so bright. if this color coat goes on as good as Mojo's base coat, I'm definitely going to have to get those neons, because I think it definitely went on a little smoother. Just a little thinner. All right, there we go. Look at that. Matches pretty good. That was dumb. I just grabbed the side of it. Okay, do the green. We'll do the Mojos next. Which is this glow in the dark. I didn't shake it in just a second. Let's do this orange, glow in the dark. It's a little bit thicker, but I'm guessing because of the glow. Now this one does say it's expired. I don't see any chunks. So I don't know what that means. If it's, hopefully it still glows. It should. It's not lumpy, so that's good. Might need a couple coats of this though. But the edges are very smooth. It's not as built up as the thicker, dense base coat. So I don't know if Mojo has a dense base coat that's a little bit thicker, that kind of gives you that bubble edge. Or if you just need to do more layers. I'll have to reach out and ask her, and I'll report back in my group. So I think if she had a dense, I would like the dense a little bit better, just so I didn't have to do as many coats. Well, looks pretty good. Oh no, sorry, I lost you. That looks pretty good though. It's the Mojo's glow in the dark. Okay, and then we have one more, the green one. And then that's probably all I'm going to be able to get to on this live. We'll finish these up this evening when I come home. But these look pretty good. Green is so bright. If you guys are still hanging out with me, I know it just glitched and said I wasn't live for a little bit. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you don't mind. It really helps out the channel and helps it grow. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me, spending time with me, taking time out of your day to spend with me while I paint these. You guys are the best, and I could not do it without you, that's for sure. You know, it's pretty boring watching paint dry, but I appreciate it. Chatting a little bit helps. So there's that green one. Look at that. I think it looks so much better edge painted, so it's definitely worth the time. You just see the edges on that, where it's over here, and less likely to separate too. Alright, we'll put these on here to dry for a little bit, and I'll come back later this evening and finish these up, and I will post them in my group when I'm done so you can see them all. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you later this week.